What better way to kick off your weekend than with an actual kickoff? And that's what we have for you here on this Friday evening at Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington, where Tacoma Defiance plays host for the first time against New Mexico United. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on ESPN+. I'm Andrew Harvey, alongside Dave Clark. And Dave, this Defiance squad right now looking to bounce back from a very tough pair of recent results.
They lost 4-0 on the road to Tulsa Roughnecks, and the last home game was a 3-0 loss to Los Dos. Tacoma Defiance will look to spring out against New Mexico tonight.
Absolutely. And of course, this is the first chapter in a new USL Championship season. Defiance playing New Mexico United for the first time in the expansion club's history. And New Mexico United, kind of the toast of the league, and right now, almost the toast of the league, and a goal-scoring potential is Santi Moar.
Santi Moar has 4 goals already on the season. The left wing is a deadly attacker. Lots of individual brilliance from him. Look for him to take shots from distance, though, which might be to Tacoma's advantage.
Absolutely. One of the things that the Defiance have really struggled with in their last 2 outings is winning balls in the center of the park, and because of that, we're keeping our eyes on Anthony Burke-Gilroy tonight.
Yeah, he plays as the 10, but he's also the trigger man for pressing for Tacoma, so it's going to be important to see how he communicates and relays the information to his 2 holding midfielders about when to and where to apply pressure.
Absolutely. Defiance seeing if they can hang the first loss of the year on New Mexico United and the first loss in their club history. That's what we have coming up for you next on ESPN+. Kickoff between Tacoma Defiance and New Mexico United. Don't go away. Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here on ESPN+. Moments away from kickoff between Tacoma Defiance and New Mexico United. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark. Well, let's take a look at this New Mexico United starting 11. 1 win and 3 draws so far, and Dave, certainly some other players besides Santi Moar who jump off the page.
First off, we got to give a big shout out to David Estrada back in Tacoma for his return after playing here last year, scoring 11 goals. And keep an eye on Josh Suggs. He's wearing the captain's armband. Powers out left side. He leads the team in chance creation this season.
And on the other side of the equation for the Defiance, a bit of a mixture from some of the lineups that we've seen Chris Little roll out so far.
Big shout out to Nick Hines, who's earned a start at left back. He and Denzo Ulysses will need to get forward, become those creative players that they've been in the past, challenge goal, and feed Shannon Hopiau and Alfonso Ocampo Chavez.
Well, your referee for tonight is Dejan Susak. The assistant referees Christian Clerk and Ryan Jung. The 4th official is Taylor Vance. There is Troy Lesane, head coach of New Mexico United, and a coach who has kind of a long history in the Carolinas, and certainly a lot of the roster that he brought with him to the land of enchantment reflects that, Dave.
Yeah, he has experience with the Carolina Independents, as well as an assistant coach in Vancouver Whitecaps, particularly partnered with the Charleston Battery at that time. A lot of his players, he's taken them here. It'll be interesting to see if they can continue their non-losing ways.
And there is Defiance boss Chris Little in his first year at the helm of the program. He also serves as the head of the Sounders FC Academy. And has a lot of confidence in those youngsters, but also sky-high expectations for them as well.
Yeah, he's been emphasizing a few elements this week, particularly on set-piece defense, being smarter with where they foul.
Well, we are set to go. Defiance in black tops with white shorts will move from left to right on your screen here in the first half. New Mexico United in white with yellow shorts going back the other way. Dejan Suzak checks his watch, and we look like we are just about set to go here from Cheney Stadium. And certainly, Defiance will want to get off to a faster start than they did against Los Dos in their last home performance. And as what we alluded to in our last segment, wound up being a 3-0 loss at home.
You'll see New Mexico in their white tops today, not the Meow Wolf black, but instead Crane shares. They have a split sponsorship on their jerseys. I'm going to say Meow Wolf a lot tonight.
Meow Wolf, of course, the kit sponsor on New Mexico United's home shirts. Whistle goes, we're underway here at Cheney Stadium, and a kit sponsor announcement that was met with universal acclaim from the New Mexico community. MLSsoccer.com's Ari Lilienwall, who hails from the land of enchantment, has tried to explain to me a couple times what it is, and I'm still not certain. But I'll tell you what, if I ever make it down there for an away match, I'll certainly check it out. So I guess the kit sponsorship has worked, Dave. Here's Ulysses heading down the near side. Gonna try to link up with Hope Yao. Defiance going quickly on the throw-in. And a quick free kick. That connection between Ulysses and Hope Yao is going to be so crucial tonight for Defiance. There's the Gambian, Modu Endau. We go square to Alex Burkholz. Out of San Diego State University, played in the Pac-12. And was one of Sounders FC draft picks, although he eventually wound up here in Tacoma, along with a man starting in the holding midfield tonight, Joel Riedstrand. This is Hines. Pass to nowhere there is turned over. This is Santi Moar. Ulysses wins it back. Riedstrand going quickly to the outside for Hopiau. Hopiau pushing it further now. A square ball from Hopiau. It's turned in! A goal 2 minutes in! It's Justin Schmidt. Schmidt, a University of Washington product and former Real Salt Lake draft pick. Their long searching ball toward Kavan Frater. Muhammad. Appears to be Williams. Estrada. Lays it off for Padilla. Endau breaking up another cross. And that one a collision atop the 18. And it's gone out for a goal kick. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship in many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Just a friendly game of kick around now between Trey Muse and Modu Endau, but the pressure coming from Kavan Frater forces the throw-in. Juan Pablo Guzman. And it's won away by Nick Hines. Gonzalez out of a tight spot. He'll carry forward, pushes wide to Ocampo Chavez. Boy, that's one of the features that seemingly all these young midfielders for the Defiance have in common. So good in tight spaces. Frater, meanwhile, going to tie up with Burkholz. Gets his way back to his feet, has the ball inside the area. Frater for the far post, and it rolls wide. Well, that's one that Kavan Frater, if he'd had a second longer, might have liked to have put onto his right foot so he could square it up into goal. That's twice now he's been robbed inside the penalty area. Gonzalez spins out of a shackle from Padilla. Pushing forward, has Ocampo Chavez right in front of him. Receives the through ball, Mizell, and once again Ocampo Chavez offside. And right now the spacing between Azriel Gonzalez and Alfonso Ocampo Chavez seems a little bit congested over on this left side, Dave, wouldn't you say?
They're seeing the same spaces, both trying to occupy that available. Either Ocampo Chavez needs to go out wider or find a way to get to that far post, opening up the run for Azriel after he beats his man.
Frater pushes that past Endow. Trey Muse way off his line. And Nick Hines throws his body in the way to win the free kick. Nick Hines has never really been afraid of doing the dirty work when necessary for this Tacoma Defiance backline, has he?
No, and this is exactly what his coaches will love to see. He didn't start the first 3 matches, and he's coming out with fire tonight. This is a man who doesn't want to sit on a bench.
A man whose place he's taken, at least for tonight in the starting 11, is Matt Nance. Left back out of Xavier University. It was signed a position of what the Defiance described as a position of need. They generally like to develop their own talent, but not afraid to go out there and get a burgeoning talent when something opens up. The referee so far has been letting him play at midfield. Do you think that suits the Defiance's style of play, Dave?
Probably not. They've had some struggles on set-piece defense. So the good news for Defiance is that means fewer fouls in dangerous places, but they're smaller than the other team. That they may not be able to put up with that kind of contact for a whole match.
Defiance have become accustomed to being the smaller end of the equation. They're usually one of the lightest and youngest lineups in the USL Championship. This is settled by Anthony Burke-Gilroy. Near side for Hopiau. Hopiau looking for his left foot, and it's cleared away emphatically. Now 10 minutes gone, 1-0 to the Tacoma Defiance. On the back of a goal from Azriel Gonzalez just 2 minutes in. The assist to Shannon Hopiau. This is Hopiau. Ulysses carrying through the challenge. Burke-Gilroy down low. Ridestrand. Atencio. And they'll reset to Endow.
Tacoma lead the league both in passes and in passes per game. New Mexico is much more willing to sit back, strike. They just have about 340 passes per game, much lower than Defiance at about 560.
You saw at that 4th minute ball up to Kevon Frater. They don't necessarily need a whole ton of passes to get where they're going. Just a quick ball over the top, and Frater so good at timing those runs in behind the back line. And they'll look for another one of those right here. This is Moar. Pardon me, it is Williams. Muhammad, that shot's blocked. Williams on the rebound. Endow, the partial clearance. David Estrada. And another one, which is rolling to the byline, but picked up before it manages to sneak out for our first corner.
Azriel Gonzalez with 2 deflections in that defensive sequence already scored a goal and putting in the effort on the other side of the ball.
In from Josh Suggs on the near sideline, and quickly over to Estrada. His service can be so lethal. Now it's Padilla. It's a high cross, Ridestrand. Straight back into touch. Williams showing short for Padilla. Give and go. Comes off of Atencio. Juan Pablo Guzman. Suggs. Far side for Moar. Moar thought about hitting Suggs with that return. Moar gets his own cross off, and Nick Hines volleys it away. Tate tried to put it back into contention, and it appears that there's been a handball, which is quickly restarted by the Defiance. Fans, follow Tacoma Defiance and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. And now, looking up toward Alfonso Ocampo-Chavez, Justin Schmidt heads it back to Mizell.
Ocampo-Chavez looking like he wants that ball down, not up. Not a fan of the long ball for him to go against the center backs.
Well, in particular, not against Justin Schmidt, 6'1", the center back. And very capable of displacing anyone who's around him when there's a ball in the air. We certainly saw plenty of that in his time with the University of Washington. Muhammad. Rydstrand absorbs the shoulder charge, and that will draw a free kick. And good body positioning by Rydstrand. Those aren't the fun fouls to win, but they are the important ones.
The Defiance defense has done a great job winning a couple of those today. Rydstrand with the ball at his feet running back and gives the New Mexico United player no option but to take him out.
Poke through ball, and Kevon Frater flagged offside here. Well, it was a really well-weighted ball. Kevon Frater, had he retreated about a meter or two further, would have been onside there and would have been off to the races. Defiance getting away with it here. Here's another look at that foul won by Rydstrand. And back to Muse. Left it a bit short for him. And Muse has to play in a hurried fashion. It winds up in a throw-in for New Mexico United. Tate. Guzman retreats to Mizell. Big ball into the middle. Suggs has it. Up to Williams. He can't control it. And Atencio resets to Endow. Burkholz. Hopiau. Lunging challenge there. Alex Burkholz caught out, and Kevon Frater might see a card for this. Didn't even sniff the ball, and he is booked in the 18th minute. A trainer waiting right there for Burkholz back to his feet, who says he's good to continue. Toughness always valued by Chris Little. Another look at that challenge here. That's Hopiau, and just comes out wide, and yeah, the tackle was so early there, and you never like to see that 1 foot in front of the tackled leg, 1 foot behind it. Well, that can be a bit of a leg breaker, and Burkholz certainly will be glad that he's able to continue. Attempted long ball for Estrada, knocked down by Hines. Burke Gilroy looking for the outside ball to Ulysses, and there is his speed. A big touch inside by Ulysses, and he can't recover for the second one. Now that's sort of the dynamism that Denzo Ulysses can bring to your side. Anytime you see him galloping toward the ball, you're never quite sure what's going to happen, but so often it's something spectacular.
He used that first touch to just burst by. That was brilliant. And the pass fed to him, he was nowhere in the area. That's great communication and understanding between Burke Gilroy and Ulysses, sending him out on that run.
Meanwhile, a free kick for the visitors, won by Burkholz. Tencio winds up on the deck at midfield. Frater tried to flick it on for Moar. Suggs, Moar now. Moar looking to switch the field for Estrada. Goes for Padilla. Padilla coming inside for Williams. Endow lunges for it. Another muffed clearance by the Defiance. And Williams recovers to the ball. Now it's Estrada. Padilla back to Guzman. And he wants to reset to Suggs. Flick through ball, and that's gone out for a goal kick. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Tacoma Defiance and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Tacoma Defiance's next match as Muse clears away a danger ball. And this one falls in for Frater. Frater shoots and misses just high. Another turnover. That one, however, takes a deflection and goes out for our first corner of the match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. Well, the Defiance just being careless with the ball in the restarts from their own end, Dave.
Yeah, that slow pass back to Muse didn't give him the opportunity to establish any sort of understanding as to where to pass, so he just tried to boot it clear. New Mexico United pounces on it and just discovers Tacoma well out of shape, well out of position.
The Defiance have just about everyone inside the 18 here. Josh Suggs to take the in-swinger from the far corner. And a lot of bodies in front of goal. Suggs hits a low ball for Moar, who tips it toward goal. Endow is there. Muhammad goes for it, and a slicing effort from David Estrada. Rolls just over the bar.
It's one way to improve set piece defense is just to pack all 10 bodies right in that box.
Well, certainly not going to get outgunned in that sense. Pretty cleverly designed set piece there. The wave of bodies just kind of tried to create a little bit of space for Moar to run in behind. In the end, his effort mostly wound up hitting the big ball. Campo Chavez loses out there. Tate. Defiance trying to clamp down on that pressure. Another long ball up toward Williams. This ball left in space. Tencio races for it. Padilla beats him there. Ridestrand. Burkholz up toward midfield. Easily won by Muhammad. Ulysses can't control it with his first touch, and it's gone out the sideline. Schmidt, another long ball over the top. Moar looking for Suggs. Ridestrand wins it away. Hopiau, Burke Gilroy the return. Now Hopiau getting on his horse. He's going to be pulled down in the open field, and that will draw another instant yellow card, this one for Santi Moar.
Just clipped his foot right there as Hopiau had made the move to get past him. That replay shows that it's pretty clearly not just a foul, but the yellow card was deserved.
Ridestrand going over the top for Hopiau. That one will sail out. Nothing doing on the set piece opportunity.
Hopiau was checking both shoulders on that Didn't quite know which curl to go for.
Tencio looking for the square ball to Hines. Hines getting on his horse, manages, just quite loses it right over the line there on the far side. Well, so often the speed of Nick Hines is able to keep that ball in play, that time just beyond his grasp. But certainly his pace is one of the things the coaching staff likes so well about him.
Probably only he and Denzo Ulysses would be able to track that ball down to even get a touch on it.
Two fastest guys, probably a good idea to play him at the wingback position. Here comes Muhammad. Might fall for Williams. Williams can't get anything behind the shot. It's a slow roller for Trey Muse. He was recently back from a call-up to the U.S. U20 national team. And, certainly have to think that he'll be one of the players on the plane to Poland for the U20 World Cup.
He started the match against Japan. It was a 2-1 win. Got out there to save in that victory.
It's definitely one of the fun things about the USL Championship. I know we'll touch on it more at halftime, particularly over the last couple years of broadcasting matches in this league for me, is seeing the number of international call-ups really proliferate. Another ball for Frater, assistant referee not even close to tracking it. Oh, nice shot, but it's all for naught. Frater was offside. And we knew that for a while. The assistant referee held up his run about 30 yards from the end line and said, no, too soon.
May have been one of the cases where if Frater leaves that for his teammate, they're both in on goal, and there's no offside call.
Frater has been very active so far in the first 26 minutes of play. Had a couple of sure thing near misses, and that was a very nice finish. Except for the starting position, Modu Endow has pulled down Williams, left a hand high. Williams down, holding his face, and Endow is booked.
The crowd is loudly booing, but from our angle, we got a good look, and it was inadvertent, but the hand was at the head level.
We'll have to take another look at it. It is here, just Endow losing out. Yeah, left the hand up high and grabbed a hold. That will draw a yellow card. Here we go, set piece opportunities, and this is where the Defiance have struggled.
Coach Little told me in the week that he didn't want, stupid fouls in dangerous places. It was one of the ways to limit set piece opportunities.
I suppose that previous foul is now presented without further comment from you, Dave. Your silence speaks volumes, my friend. 28th minute. It's Frater and Suggs over this ball. Frater, the right-footed option, Suggs the left. Defiance just two in the wall and a whole host of options at the back post for New Mexico United. The third is coming to join the wall now in Burke Gilroy. They're receiving their instructions from Dejan Suzak. Short restart for Frater, who goes low to the near post and misses wide right. Well-designed set piece, but in the end, Frater just not able to put his shot on target.
Defiance choosing to play it long here rather than their typical possession game.
Come on, Frater, though, for New Mexico United. Certainly must be happy to have finally found a home in the USL Championship. He had previously played for what feels like a million different clubs in on loan from Jamaican side Harbor View. Now is finally actually signed to a USL contract with New Mexico. Spent last season with Phoenix Rising. And just a mishit ball from Williams there. Williams running his hands through his hair in frustration. He realized what the opportunity was. Hines, a little push past two defenders. Unafraid to play in tight spaces is Nick Hines.
Sometimes he has that attacking midfielder's attitude, even if he's playing well back in his own defensive third.
Right strand on the throw, and Williams wins it away. Now Moar, head for Williams. Suggs making the run up the near side. Moar looking for Suggs. Back for Moar. He and Suggs really have been playing pretty much interchangeably out there along that near side for New Mexico United. Well, it certainly makes sense. They're both dynamic attacking players. Schmidt trying to spring Muhammad down the near side. Muhammad slides to hold that ball in play and does so. Now the cross blocked right at the point of attack by Denzo Ulyssi. Fearless is the young man from Haiti. Suggs for the throw-in. Picks out Frater. Everyone claiming it came off someone, but the referee says it's a corner. So right as we hit the half-hour mark here at Cheney Stadium, another corner opportunity. The last one was promising for New Mexico, but they didn't get the shot they wanted. This time it will be the man who took that shot, Santi Moar, to send in the in-swinger. Five New Mexico players inside the 6-yard box. Trey Muse goes up and punches it away in traffic. Not fully clear to Williams as it fired back in, and I believe that came off Burkholz, who volleys it past midfield. Now, Williams ran up to that ball, saw a mess of bodies, and figured, well, if I can't see Muse, he can't see the ball. This might fall for Hopiau. Hopiau takes a touch, is into the box. He's pulled down there, and the referee points. Has he given it just outside the penalty area? I think he has. It'll be a free kick right on the edge of the 18, but boy, it sure looked like Shannon Hopiau was inside the 18 when that contact occurred. We'll have to get another look at it on replay.
Bert Gilroy and Hopiau asking the center referee to converse with his assistant over on the sideline. But that's just not going to happen.
Here's another look at it. I'll take it back. That's a great call by the assistant referee. The foul occurred just outside the penalty area.
A lot of credit to Ocampo Chavez on that one, too. His defense really led to Hopiau winning that ball.
It's Ridestrand and Hopiau over it. They're still talking things over. See if they'll try something cheeky. Now they'll both back up a ways. Ridestrand goes for goal and hits the wall instead. Burkholz. Ridestrand. Frater out to apply the pressure. And the Defiance look like they'll be happy to reset. Hines tried to laser that one up to Ocampo Chavez. Now it's one at midfield. Williams is tied up. Bert Gilroy to Gonzalez. Gonzalez going at Padilla, has Estrada closing down behind. Gonzalez made some magic happen down there in the far alley, but not all of it. Another just overhit pass. These 8-yard balls for the Defiance have not been connecting so far tonight. Hines throws a shoulder in and winds up conceding the throw-in. Moar with a half-hearted glance at the referee, feeling that he'd been pulled, but since New Mexico retained possession, probably not going to get that call.
Excellent support from Atencio on that one, too.
One away by the Defiance. Hopiau making a long run, trying to stretch out Suggs here. They'll do battle on the near side. And Hopiau baited into the foul there by the veteran left back. And some extracurriculars to go for it. Ridestrand, some quick passing links up with Bert Gilroy. And it falls down for Williams. Muhammad in for Guzman. Gonzalez takes it off of him. Ulysses for Endow, who's under pressure. Chipped over Estrada to Hines.
Good basket catch right there.
Long ball by Guzman looking for Frater. And now intercepts. And Atencio hits it over to the right side. Mexico have a bunch of unconverted chances, but so far you'd have to say that the run of play has felt relatively even so far at Cheney Stadium this evening.
Yeah, both teams have been playing within their identity, creating their opportunities from who and how they are. That's kind of what you like to see in soccer. Defiance are the possession side that likes to press up high the field, and New Mexico United will punt that ball long and create danger through that.
Delayed whistle on the free kick there, but it was a foul on Josh Suggs. Tate for Estrada. Estrada, cut back for Muhammad. Back to Estrada, trying to tee up that cross on the left foot, might get it. Floats it into the middle. Won by Ulysses at the back post. Suggs is there. It's Moar. Padilla. Long range from Padilla. That one rattles through a couple players, bounces into the net. Endow's going to say that the player who at last came off was a New Mexico player who was offside, but we appear to be level in the 37th minute. I think it's Williams who's claiming the goal.
It deflects off the face of an offside player. That's probably should be called back for offside.
Here it is again. Padilla tees it up. That's not a great view for it. Ryan Williams appeared to be offside, but here's the ruling, is it definitely came off a Defiance player first. And if the Defiance player made a deliberate attempt to play that ball as it came in, by rule, Williams is no longer offside. So that goal is a good goal, and we're level at 1-1, 37 minutes in. Well, there's no way you can give an assist to Padilla for that goal, coming off a Defiance player on the shot, but I don't think he much cares. He's created the pinball effect that has equalized.
Defiance coach Chris Little warned me about the danger of New Mexico United taking shots from distance, and I guess that's one way to convert a shot from distance is have it bang into one of your teammates' heads.
Well, it's certainly a tough shot to predict if you're Trey Muse, the keeper. Meanwhile, here comes New Mexico once more. Suggs and Frater. Padilla. Poked away there. Here's Ocampo Chavez. He's past midfield, but has a lot of white shirts around him. Burke Gilroy in support. Burke Gilroy might have a shot here. Cuts it back to his right foot and goes down in the area. Burke Gilroy not willing to take that shot on his left, and as a result gets no shot at all. That deliberate attempt to play the ball rule is such an interesting one. So few people are aware of it. I remember the last time I broadcast a match that it happened was a a third-round U.S. Open Cup game between the Kitsap Pumas and Sacramento Republic down at Papa Murphy's Park back in 2016. Wound up being the third goal of the night for the Pumas after a deliberate attempt to play the ball, scuffed off a defender's head and fell straight to a player who had been 5 yards offside previously. Hines, short cross there. Gonzalez was hoping for a brace. Hits it off the upper stanchion. It's out for a goal kick. Frater tied up with a couple of defenders there. And it's knocked out for another throw-in. Got to be alert right there on the sideline. About 5 minutes plus stoppage to go until the break. Ulysses down after catching that last shot right in the midsection. Dave, obviously New Mexico's goal, perhaps a little unconventional in how it wound up in the back of the net, but certainly for the chances you've had, you certainly think that they're justifiably having a 1 beside their name on the scoreboard at this point in the match.
They've earned that, maybe not that specific goal, but having a goal is an excellent thing for them. They've attacked the net exactly how they're supposed to. It came about through their style of play. And they came out with a little bit more energy afterwards. They're looking to...
Thank you. Usually sure-handed Trey Muse nearly bobbles that one, holds on to it though. Speaking of holding on to it, here's Gonzalez. Bert Gilroy runs through a couple of challenges. Ahead for Hopiau. Hopiau inside the area. Hopiau shot, and that one wide right of the post. Assistant referee signals for a corner. The center agrees. And chances can develop just like that for this Defiance side. Quick restart to Rydstrand. Ulysses. Hines. Optimistic ball there. Mizell off his line. He catches in traffic.
The ball had way too much loft on it for any keeper to not stop.
Let's see if we can get a call. Keep going. Tacoma Defiance. Let's try real quick. On 3.
Justin Schmidt out to Moar. Burkholz might fall for Williams. Scuffed. It's Kevon Frater. He's inside the area and he puts it high. Kevon Frater can't buy a goal and he's furious with himself. That had to have been put away.
Endow's going to greatly appreciate that launch from Frater because his pass opened up the opportunity for Frater to get what should have been an easy shot.
Well, and if the body language of Frater after that goal on the ground doesn't summarize his first 42 of 20 in this match, I don't know what else will. He's been so close so many times. He can't believe he's missed that, and frankly, neither can we. Gonzalez over the top for Ocampo Chavez. He's not going to be able to muscle his way to that ball. The clearance, though, leaves something to be desired in Padilla. Ocampo Chavez gets a foot to it, but it's eventually up toward midfield. Here comes New Mexico United. They want more in this first half. And the man to provide it might be Santi Moar, who's moving here. Frater, the give and go. Moar gets it through the defenders. Not going to win the free kick there. Shoulder to shoulder on the contact as Trey Muse holds it at the edge of the 18.
Mexico United with that quick burst from their own defensive third right into the attack. They're so fast when they move forward.
One of the men conducting it, whose name we've said a couple times but haven't really called out, is Salih Muhammad, man from Timbers Academy who made his pro debut in Croatia. Last played for Penn FC. He's been quietly kind of drifting from touchline to touchline for New Mexico here in this first half, really facilitating things. Guzman wants Moar to the near side, and it's nicked away by Berkholz.
Intelligent play by Berkholz, just clearing it out, not trying to settle it. That gives Defiance the opportunity to reset their lines, get in the proper position here with that deep positioning for New Mexico United.
Suggs into Moar. And the pass. Gone out for a goal kick. Happy to take a little more time off the clock. Restart this one. 1 minute added on is what we'll play here in the first half. And right as that minute begins, foul given away by Tacoma Defiance just past midfield. Guzman wants to restart quickly. Moar. Suggs. Back for Moar. And Suggs' cross dealt with by Berkholz. Suggs into Williams. On Frater. Estrada leaves for Frater. Shoulder to shoulder with Hines. It's out the touchline. We've played the minute. We'll see how much more this is allowed to go. Padilla throws in. Hines gets a foot to it. Whistles in the referee's mouth. And that is how we'll end the first half. Well, it was a beautiful goal on a beautiful effort for Masriel Gonzalez to start things in the second minute. And in the 37th, an unconventional goal on a very powerful effort from Manny Padilla. Redirected off the face of Williams, and that is how we're level at 1-1 through 45 minutes. We'll take a break here on ESPN Plus. When we return, we'll take a look at what's going on around the USL Championship. Don't go away. Welcome back in. It is halftime here on ESPN Plus and at Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, Washington. Through 45 minutes, a goal apiece for Tacoma Defiance and New Mexico United. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark. And Dave, plenty of action to get things going in this first 45.
Yeah, it was a pacey action from both ends. Defiance and New Mexico United both playing their style of play. It was fun to see. That goal in the second minute really opened Tacoma up, and New Mexico United struck from distance and got theirs in response.
Well, let's take a look at some of the scores that are going around in other fixtures going on in the USL Championship right now. Just 2 other matches tonight, and some really interesting results, particularly that New York Red Bulls 2 and Memphis 901 match.
Yeah, Memphis 901, Mark Birch, former Seattle Sounders, scored a brilliant free kick goal. And then that Tulsa Roughnecks, they're on a good run right now, picking up another win tonight, that 2-1 over Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, the team that finished at the bottom of the Western Conference table last year, off to a pretty good start here in 2019. Well, here are your USL Championship standings. These are, of course, for the Western Conference, and as you can see right now, it's anybody's ball game here early on at this point in the year.
Tulsa right there in first. New Mexico United here tonight, solid 6. Tacoma Defiance are just out of that top 10 that makes the playoffs.
Absolutely. Well, there have been some other major headlines from around the league so far this week, and obviously 2 of those are the sheer amount of international call-ups.
39 USL Championship players had international call-ups. 9 of those were to U.S. youth national teams, but the U23s and U20. 8 went to Jamaica, 4 over in action over in Africa, 1 over in Asia, and the rest throughout CONCACAF. USLchampionship.com for full information.
No, like we said, just really, really interesting to see the level of call-ups developing as the level of quality in this league continues to rise. And one of the things that's going to help drive that rise in quality is the kickoff of the inaugural week of USL League One.
USL League One action starts for those 10 teams. 8 of them are in action this weekend. South Georgia Tormenta scored the opening goal in USL League One action in their win over to open the season. 3 more games tomorrow, all on ESPN Plus as well.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dave. Our final story tonight, regrettably, is one of a life cut tragically short. Moises Martinez, a player for the Fresno FC U23s in USL League 2 and a practice squad player for the USL Championship Fresno Foxes, passed away Monday night in the hospital months after collapsing due to an undetected aneurysm. He was 25 years old. We at Tacoma Defiance would like to extend our deepest sympathies to his teammates, his family, and the Fresno soccer community. We'll be back after this. Welcome back into Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington. Getting set to start the second half between Tacoma Defiance and New Mexico United. Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark here on ESPN Plus. And Dave, this is kind of what we were expecting out of this match. A lot of back and forth and a lot of the ball in the middle of the park.
Ball spent time in the middle of the park. Each side winning duels tonight in an effective manner, going in hard on tackles when necessary. The possession game for Tacoma Defiance has been strong this evening.
Absolutely. There have been a lot of close calls, but we've had 2 goals, and those are what we're taking most of our looks at. Here are your first half highlights.
Shannon Hopiau punches in, puts Ezreal and Gonzalez into goal. It's a great little feed, and Ezreal just with the easy tap in.
Well, the other way, bit of a pinball goal, but anyone that winds up in the back of the net, they're not going to complain about it. Of course, then that spectacular individual effort from Modu Endau, which is a big reason that it's not 2-1 at this point in the match.
Yeah, Endau's save there will probably make up for some of the errors that he's had later in the game, but that save itself, that's a highlight film worthy. That's the type of one that he'll send home to family.
The 2 teams back out on the pitch now. Dave, as you glance toward the substitute list for Tacoma Defiance, who do you see potentially having an impact in the second 45?
To close down the game, I think Jesse Daly could come on as a defensive midfielder, kind of improve some of that action. Also, I expect to see Marlon Vargas as well as Alec Diaz. Both of those would add offensive firepower. Vargas is great with the ball at his feet, can assist, a little bit of a scoring threat. And then Alec Diaz is a great poacher. And as players like Shannon Hopiau are creating danger, such as they have this evening, Diaz is right there to pick up those pieces.
Well, we have changed sides. Defiance will now go from right to left on your screen, with New Mexico going back the other way. Josh Atencio getting himself ready to go here. Atencio had a couple of big tackles in the holding midfield for Defiance in the first half.
Strong improvement from him. He's normally known as a possession type of midfielder. Him layering on that defensive prowess is going to be great for his future and for the ability of Tacoma to win games.
Juan Pablo Guzman, the Colombian, in center circle, awaiting the referee's whistle as we are to get things started here in the second half. And the referee appears to be awaiting instruction as well. See there, just the players all trying to keep themselves warm as we're back underway. Kevon Frater gives away that quick free kick. Frater was a guy who had 4 or 5 near misses, none nearer than that one in the 28th minute. Our ball fell right past Modu Endau, straight to his feet, and he put it over the bar. And he might have gotten a word or two from head coach Troy Lassane in the dressing room over that at halftime.
At the same point, it's kind of like with a three-point shooter in the NBA, shooter's got to shoot. Forward's got to strike that ball. So New Mexico United would be very happy if he gets another 4 or 5 opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. Law of averages would seem to dictate you get him 3 or 4 more chances. He's bound to put one in the net. That one is won away by Alfonso Ocampo Chavez. Trying to win some space for himself against the bigger Schmidt. Retreats to Ulysses. Ridestrand, a couple of touches, heading back the wrong way, and Trey Muse. Boy, Williams just given the green light to chase there.
Defiance will regret that. When Ocampo Chavez wins the ball that deep through quality defensive pressure up forward, you've got to threaten goal.
Another thumping ball downfield. And a throw-in, won by the visitors. Padilla in for Frater. Now, 3 yellow cards in that first half. 1 for Kevon Frater, 1 for Santi Moar, and 1 for Defiance's Moduendao. Certainly worth reminding you of that as we get things underway here in the second 45.
Defiance do not have a center back on their bench right now. Sam Rogers is still out recovering from injury.
Yeah, Rogers hamstring, pretty much the only reason that there were 39 and not 40 USL Championship players called into various national teams during the last break. He has also been a regular fixture with the US U20s. Suggs into Williams. Stepping topside is Suggs. Guzman retreats. And now Schmidt goes into Tate. Late challenge there. Nick Hines didn't even sniff the ball, and that's no way to greet your old teammate in David Estrada. Probably just letting him know that he's there.
As soon as the contact was made, Hines knew that he had fouled David and just wandered away, no arguments.
Moar wins that ball at midfield. Oh, there it is there. Gonzalez has that, but it seemed like Gonzalez was giving as good as he got there. Quickly restarted. Estrada tries to go inside for Frater. Frater, a left-footed effort, and that one bounces wide. Took a deflection on its way, though. Out for a corner.
Men in Black have done a great job defending corners so far. They'll pull every one of their players back.
Moar teeing up the in-swinger. Tight confines of that left field corner. Suggs running near post. That's a big ball and a free header at the back end for Tate. He can't put it on frame.
I'm all right with that defensive structure. If you let somebody take a free header from 18 yards out, they don't have a lot of opportunity to drive it right through every single defender on the team.
And if they do, they're not bound for this league for very long. Another ball over the top, this time for Moar. Moar, cut back cross right in the middle, and a snap save from Trey Muse. Williams thought he'd bagged a brace and just couldn't get behind that ball enough to power it into the back post.
The first half, we didn't call Santi Moar's name very often. Early here in the second, he's been quite active in creating threats.
Another look at it here. Yeah, it just rolled up right on top of Williams' foot. Wasn't able to get anything behind it. Here's Hines. Bert Gilroy. Hopiau. Moar wins it off of him. Win at midfield, that one for Muhammad. Defiance send it back to Muse. Ridestrand loses out there. Williams going into space for Moar. Moar at the edge of the 18. Cuts to his right. Mowar right off the post, and it's headed away from him on the return. Still might fall for Williams. Williams wants that right foot. Tees up Muhammad through traffic, and a diving parry from Hughes. Still loose inside, and it's smashed into the outside of the net. Oh, what a series. David Estrada nearly bags a goal against his former club. Well, that last one certainly the highlight of the bunch, but all three of those dangerous looking. And here's Muse under pressure once more. That one squibs through and will be a throw-in for the Defiance. Quickly taken toward Ocampo Chavez. Tate coming to provide the pressure. Here's Hines. Hines still on the ball. Goes square. That one in traffic tipped up over the bar. Cody Mizell rising and manages to push Asriel Gonzalez's effort just high. Tacoma will have its second corner of the night. Opiao going to go quickly here for Ulysses. And they took it from the wrong side of the field. And here's another look at that shot. Whew. Rocket off the foot of Asriel Gonzalez.
Excellent reflexes from Mizell as well.
Gonzalez keeps it short on the corner, hits it straight into a turnover. That was Guzman who must have disappeared right in front of Gonzalez's eyes. Burkholz cleans it up a little. And Defiance managed to win the throw-in. Well, there's lots of things you want to do with a corner kick, Dave. There are very few things that you absolutely do not want to do, but that is one of them.
Yeah, that kind of should stun everybody involved. He just passed it directly to the opposite team.
And that ball's gone into touch. Fans, follow Tacoma Defiance and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN+. More on that in a moment. Mowar cleaned out by Ulysses. ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+, and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. Out for a corner. Sugg short to Mowar. Mowar's cross blocked right at the point of attack by Gonzalez. And out for a throw-in this time.
Gonzalez sent that ball into the party deck.
Cody Mizell with a booming kick downfield. Intercepted by Burkholz. And Guzman and Opiao do battle. Opiao gets around Guzman. Carrying forward. Heel chop to put him onto his left foot, and that one rolls into the hands of Cody Mizell. The bouncing on the grass just took the velocity off the shot.
Anthony Burke-Gilroy seemed to try to redirect that, try to get that hockey goal. Didn't make enough contact to put it on frame.
Mowar's low effort. He was hoping for a runner to the back post. He has gotten a corner. 5th of the game for New Mexico United. And it'll be Moar. Moar sends that far post, punched away by Muse. Williams sends it right back in. That one still loose. Estrada can't get a foot to it. And the cleanup run by Manny Padilla. This is Williams. Tied up by Atencio. Padilla swings one in here. Burkhold's the first one to it. Moar. Wide for Suggs. Ball in from Williams. Controlled by Endow. Hopia got a foot to it. New Mexico bearing down as we tick toward the hour mark. Tate picks up that pass. That goes down. And looks to have won a free kick on the advantage.
New Mexico United bringing their bodies forward. They see this as a scoring opportunity.
Yeah, Gonzalez just realized he had that ball behind him, wasn't going to get back to it. Lashed out. Suggs fakes the near side run, then strikes that free kick, which is headed by Nick Hines. Still not clear inside the area. And blasted over once more. Kavan Frater that time took a deflection. It's Modu Endow, I think, who got in front of it. A lot of bodies flying around inside the area. Moar. Hits this back post. That one headed toward goal by Denzo Ulysses. And on the bounce into the hands of Trey Muse.
Alert play by Muse there. I think everyone was surprised that Denzo put that back towards him.
For Gilroy. Goes far side for Hopiao. Not enough on the ball, and it's won away by Suggs. Into no man's land it goes. And Atencio back for Hopiao. Well, Suggs has been coiled up like a spring all night long, and any ball that comes within 10 yards of him, he shows an amazing first burst of speed. Getting to balls he didn't think he'd be able to. And the Defiance waste another possession there in midfield. Chris Little there trying to keep things organized. Long ball from Hughes goes straight to Tate. Atencio trying to get in behind for Hopiao. And Hopiao has handled it. Dave, frustration starting to set in at all for the Defiance?
Yeah, you saw it right there with Hopiau just kicking the ball away after the whistle. You'll see it here with some of the fouls that are coming up. The misplayed balls are starting to get to them.
That's Kevon Frater. Endow's gone down holding his arm. And Frater's going to get a bit of a talking to. He is on a yellow card, and I'm certain that's what the referee is reminding him of. Yeah, there it is. Be smart no more. Universal sign language to referees.
The warning of the warning.
We'll have our first substitution. Williams, the goal scorer, will come off and is replaced by Chris Wehan here in the 64th.
As much as you're hitting the ground, the stains on your hand almost match your jersey.
I'll look at that foul there. There didn't seem to be too much in that from Kevon Frater. I think that's why he got the caution before the caution. Referee just reminding him to keep his nose clean. Another ball skitters into touch off a Defiance foot.
He also likes borscht.
The entire Tacoma bench is currently warming up, so they might be looking at their options for substitution here soon.
Hopiau manages to hold that ball in play. This press from New Mexico has been frustrating the Defiance all night long, and there it goes again. Tate wants the long ball. Frater knew he was offside.
Do your pajamas look like that too?
That might have been part of his halftime discussion with
Are
the
your
coach.
pajamas?
Because one of the other things Frater did a lot in the first half was get those offside calls.
Fake ass Kermit.
Certainly the Jamaican has looked lethal so far tonight. Hasn't managed to sink in a dagger yet. Ball controlled by Gonzalez.
I gotta say, it's pretty cheeky to have green bottoms on your shoes too. It's pretty damn cheeky. It's
Tencio
supposed to be a contrasting
working well in tight spaces. Finds Ulysses. Hopiau.
Pay
Tencio
attention!
goes for the cross, and it's won by Tate. Out as far as Ridestrand.
He's going right. He's going near post. He's going near post. You better jump. You better jump.
Hopiau.
Jump, keeper. You better.
I was hoping for something magical with his own feet. Still in danger here with Ulysses.
If you untuck your shirt, you'll save it. I see you're mostly out.
Gonzalez drew plenty of oohs and ahs from the crowd, but basically juked himself right off of that run.
Does that count as an innie or an outie? I have socks that look like that from the
Hopiau low in, trying to tee up Gonzalez was Ocampo Chavez. You like the layoff there. It's a smart play with your back to goal. Couldn't get the timing right.
Is that like Diet Sanders?
This is the whole concept of possession with a purpose. They're creating danger from their patient possession. They're using interesting angles to force the goalkeepers to make saves.
And the initial ball in Looked to be a very interesting angle indeed for Nick Hines. Solid defensive play by Padilla there on the near side to break it up. Another long shot from Mizell.
There is no such thing as spring green in New Mexico. You've got it all wrong.
Tencio wants Ocampo Chavez. Pardon me, that's Gonzalez making the run.
That's the one time being on
Mizell was alert to it,
that
though.
paid off.
Now here's Padilla. Weehan. And Weehan still getting his bearings, the man who was most recently with the San Jose Earthquakes. Now everyone's claiming they won the throw-in. In the end, it's the Defiance's ball. Thumping clearance from Burkholz. That one tapped down toward Estrada. Endow has it. Hines under pressure here. Risky back pass there. Trey Muse, another partial clearance. Ocampo Chavez. Just so good. 3, 4, 5 defenders around him. He always seems to know where the angle of escape is. Now it's Gonzalez. Gonzalez passed a couple of players. Burke Gilroy, his shot's blocked. Atencio trying to tee up a second one. Everyone fighting for it. Ocampo Chavez thought about the bicycle. Gonzalez thought about the high attack, and in the end, a free kick gets called. Well, everyone was thinking about something cinematic there. Ocampo Chavez slow back to his feet. Meanwhile, New Mexico want to make another change. They're going to introduce Tony Soler in for Juan Pablo Guzman. Here's another look at that sequence.
Great little ball out, good initial shot, good follow-up. And that is definitely a foul because that high kick is right in the crowd.
That's a really nice lens. You must be a professional.
Would have been a beautiful strike, Andrew, but it's not necessarily the type of play that you want to see a lot of.
Exactly. Tony Soler on now, joined this year from South Georgia Tormenta FC.
New member of USL League One.
There's Padilla tied up by Hines. Here's Soler. Ocampo Chavez. Well, the ball was the right idea, but there was no one making the run. You have to wonder whose mistake that was to deny that opportunity to the Defiance.
Gonzalez had pulled in, and Nick Hines, surprisingly, had never gotten forward of the center line. Either one of them could have made that run as part of the standard Defiance sequences.
This is Gonzalez.
I got it.
This is out there to Soler.
I'll totally trade you, bro.
Suggs over the top, once more toward Kavan Frater.
I know it'll fit because you got so
Falls
much
through
extra
harmlessly for
technique.
Nick Hines. Another physical battle there along the near side. Ulysses cutting out that diagonal ball. Atencio ahead to Hopiau. Hopiau tries to push inside to Burke Gilroy. Gets the return. Hopiau can't get there. Tate smashes that one back toward midfield. Ulysses tied up with Moar.
Gotta lay that one off,
New
Captain.
Mexico's so quick to move from defense into the attack.
And Josh Atencio clatters into Santi Moar there. And that will lead to the first substitution for the Defiance tonight. The captain, Shannon Hopiau's night is done. And he appears poised to hand the armband off to Joel Ridestrand. Alec Diaz, the man who has the lone goal so far for the Defiance this year, is coming in the 73rd.
Interesting that Ridestrand, who last year was playing in college, is now the captain. He's not one of the veterans on the side. We'll have to watch the shape, see if we go to 2 forwards or if one of Diaz or Ocampo Chavez wind up playing on the wing.
Free kick, Suggs and Moar are over it. It's Moar who wants to chip this to the back post. Schmidt is there. And it doesn't matter, he was offside. Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Tacoma Defiance and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on Tacoma Defiance's next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. New Mexico United have won this back at the edge of the attacking third.
Is that jersey what they mean by they'll leave a light on for you? That's the Motel 6.
Salih Muhammad was really confident that he'd won that throw-in.
Right?
Didn't get it.
That's number 1. They were like, no.
Endow. Going hard up top.
At what age did you become
You can see Diaz is kind of taking up that central position. Looks like Ocampo Chavez has been given the run of things on the right wing. And this is Ocampo Chavez. Pressing forward, Ocampo Chavez inside the area, looking to square that ball for a cross. Right into the middle, and a header from Manny Padilla. Ridestrand underneath it. Over toward Gonzalez. Padilla also there. That looks like it came off of Padilla's arm. And that's what Gonzalez is claiming as Padilla dribbles away. Gonzalez has stayed down behind the play. Soler. Moar. I'm not sure New Mexico have realized there's a man down either way. They're still playing. And Suggs. United switching to the far side now. No one making much of a commotion about this. Gonzalez still down on the sideline. Chris Little is livid on the near touchline. And meanwhile, it's Eric Estrada. They're going to play this ball. Hines.
Get your head out of your ass. There's a guy down.
Now the Defiance still carrying on. Gonzalez, meanwhile, is down in the left alley. Ridestrand needs to punch this into touch, and that is what he does. Well, he sends it downfield. Does no one realize that Azriel Gonzalez, who is now back to his feet, was down for about a minute 15 there?
He's got a hop and a limp going on. His running gait is not normal.
He should have stayed down. Meanwhile, Moar to the byline, the cutback cross, and that one's turned in by Endow. An own goal. Pardon me, it looks like it might have come off Kevon Frater. Couldn't see in the mass of bodies down there. Very tough angle for us. We view the game from behind the opposite corner flag. Yeah,
Frater
pardon me. Right off the head of Frater. Well, he finally got his goal.
Azriel Gonzalez is down on the sideline getting treatment at this time.
I apologize for saying that had been an own goal initially. We basically view the match from the opposite byline. Sometimes when balls get swung in, things get lost in the chaos. Well, a bizarre sequence all the way around. Gonzalez was down, then there was a foul. This is what Rydstrand's trying to get cleared up right now.
I like your leg warmers.
Meantime, Kevon Frater has put the visitors up 2-1. Here's another look at it. Great ball back in, and Frater just not picked up by anybody.
Strong redirect and just split Trey Muse's hands.
Now another risky pass into the middle. Rydstrand hits that up toward midfield. It's another turnover to New Mexico. Campo Chavez. Well, bit of a horse collar tackle right there at midfield by Josh Suggs. Free kick won by Tacoma. And drawing that foul will be the last involvement for Azriel Gonzalez, who scored the opening goal just 2 minutes in. But as he comes off here in the 80th, Tacoma Defiance find themselves on the wrong side of a 2-1 scoreline. Marlon Vargas making his entry. Ulysses just loses that ball out of touch. Who's up, who's down? Where does your club sit? Find out every Monday in the official USL Championship Power Rankings, only on USLChampionship.com. Well, it's all to do for Tacoma now, who trail by a goal. Less than 10 minutes to go. Campo Chavez. Lunging tackle from Muhammad. Nicks it away from Vargas. Defiance stay on the ball.
Defiance now pressing. Attempting to force New Mexico into the errors that have punished Tacoma earlier this evening.
Well, another strong shoulder challenge there past midfield. That's Burkholz coming in hot. And meanwhile, the quick restart for Estrada. And the flag up once more on Kevon Frater. That'll lead to the third and final sub for Tacoma Defiance. Young Daniel Leyva will come on here in the 82nd minute. And Anthony Burke-Gilroy heading off.
Defiance fans may know Danny Leyva as more of a defensive midfielder, but the 10 is where he played with the academy this last year.
Moar ahead to Frater. Flag stays down this time. Cut back. And Suggs trying to handle it. And it runs out for a corner. Chris Wehan, the man to take it. And restarts it short. Ball mixed up to Vargas. Hand check there from David Estrada. He gets the ball back. Mowar hit hard by Rydstrand. Came in low and looks to have lifted his hip. See it here. Moar leaves his feet and just an old-fashioned hip check. Definitely a foul, but nothing more. And Moar quickly back to his feet. Quick restart for Frater. Some miscommunication on who's going to clear that ball. Now it's for Ulysses. Soler back in for Frater. Boy, Defiance just have not been able to clear their lines efficiently tonight, Dave.
Not only that, right now they're completely out of shape and don't know who's supposed to be defending what spaces are men.
Down in the corner. Nick Hines, the guilty party. Wiped out the corner flag as well. Nick Hines lunging in
after the ball was cleared. A little discussion there between the AR and Hines about exactly what he did wrong.
So not quite a corner kick, but might as well be. Want to fix the official stat sheet, but it'll be Wehan for the outswinger. For that, Salih Muhammad looks like he is poised to exit for the third and final substitution for New Mexico United. And Tommy Madden will come on here in the 86th. Wehan goes for the low free kick, settles for the throw-in.
Solid deflection there by Defiance to earn that throw rather than a corner. But at the same point, New Mexico United will be very happy just to keep throwing it in that deep corner with their 2-1 lead.
This is Padilla. It's over the head of Wehan. Rydstrand with his first touch only gets it as far as Soler. Set further downfield, but it's rolling to the near touchline and goes out of play. And like you said, New Mexico will be in anything but a hurry for any restarts as we're in the 87th minute. And they have the lead, 2-1 on the back of a 77th minute goal from Kevon Frater. Chris Little smacking his thighs in frustration there. has not gotten what he'd hoped for out of his team at the midfield tonight.
What are those sandbags doing? Behind the goal. I like your French tongue.
Strong defense by Alex Burkholz there. Wins the header. Defiance bringing the ball up. And then Ulysses passes back.
Grill also.
Well, certainly, Dave, the Defiance have their style. They have their method that they like to play, but with 2+ stoppage left to go, you have to think that they're going to become a little bit more direct as things take into these final minutes.
They can be a little bit more direct, but their speed players, to emphasize that directness, are both their fullbacks. It's those combinations that they attempted right there that they'll need to see success from if they're in order to tie it 2-2.
Fans, for their part, doing what they can to rally the team's spirits. Atencio switches to Ride Strand. '90th minute. Still awaiting word on how much extra time we might expect to play.
Denzel Ulysses asking for that ball in order to start those direct passes.
For Gilroy for Ocampo Chavez. Has one man in the middle, curls it in, but it's early. Might stay in play all the way through to Vargas on the far side. Ocampo Chavez down behind the play. Vargas going straight at his defender. Cuts it back against Padilla. Nick Hines floats one to the far post, and still no one there. And Suggs sends it downfield. Frater goes down on a very light touch and is promptly waved back to his feet.
And we're in another long set of time where neither team wants to kick it out with the
We'll
man
play
down.
2 minutes of added time. Here's the ball in. Mizell will collect it. Ocampo Chavez down holding his calf. Might be cramping after what's been a very long shift. And that will lead to the stoppage in play, and the trainers will be waved on here for Alfonso Ocampo Chavez. Well, it didn't appear to be any contact there. I think just the ball came off his foot, and after what has been a very long, hard shift for him, trying to get involved up top, the muscles may have finally given out.
Crowd is chanting Ocampo Chavez's name in support right now.
Get some Powerade. It rehydrates.
The original 2 minutes of stoppage time will obviously see additional.
Ocampo Chavez trotting back toward midfield. He'll hope to rejoin the play. Well, if that's a drop ball, then the goalie has the freedom to dribble around with it, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to make the Defiance come to him. Alec Diaz, body language on that run was none too impressed with Cody Mizell, but that's what you want to see out of your keeper at this stage in the match. Meanwhile, New Mexico has the throw-in at the other end.
Which is why you get to get targets for stuff because we don't get in there.
Campo Chavez has returned to the field of play.
Stoppage time carries on here. Trey Muse under a lot of pressure. There's the turnover. This is Estrada. He's lifted it outside for Kevon Frater, who I think decided he was offside. Chris Wean will head to the corner where the flag remains taken out. Wean posts up and wins the corner. Now just a matter of clock management now for New Mexico United.
Mexico United coach Lozano liked that play. Wehan did have the opportunity to drive towards goal, and instead just went for the time-wasting opportunity.
This one rolls inside, picked up by Trey Muse. Is this the last chance for Defiance?
We are in stoppage time.
Muse. Distribution comes out toward Vargas. It's awkward. And the whistle sounds for full time. New Mexico United have their first road victory in franchise history, and it comes at the expense of Tacoma Defiance, who lose 2-1 at home on the back of a 77th minute goal from Kevon Frater, assisted by Santi Moar. Dave, this a heartbreaking result for the Defiance.
Defiance had that early lead and just couldn't keep applying the pressure. They were moving the ball quickly in the first half, and then the second, New Mexico United moved their line of confrontation well forward and managed to pull away with the victory.
Well, New Mexico remain on the road and have a week of rest before they'll face Rio Grande Valley FC down in Texas on Saturday, April 6th. But there will be no rest for the Defiance, who will be back at home against the also unbeaten in the Western Conference Sacramento Republic here on Monday. We will have that match for you. That's going to do it for us here from Cheney Stadium. For all of us, including Dave Clark, I'm Andrew Harvey saying so long. Thank you for joining us on ESPN Plus, and we hope to see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.